Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is going to be a general love reading for the collective. Not all of the messages that come through in this reading may apply to everyone watching today. So please only take in from this reading what speaks to your soul and what resonates for you and your situation. And release the rest to the universe. I feel like part of me is missing without you. Actually, I feel that what this is telling us is that your person is missing you and they are longing for you because they don't feel complete or whole without your presence in their life. And they are having a rough go of things at the moment. And honestly, they need to have this rough go of things at the moment because they need to feel and understand that their words, actions, and behaviors is what's causing them to feel like part of them is missing, right? This is something that your person has brought upon themselves, and that I feel is a true statement for the majority of those of you watching the reading today. Is your person the one that created the disconnect between the two of you, or did you do it? Your person is having to take responsibility for their actions, for their words, and for all of the other things that they have done that have brought them to this place where they are right now. And that is this general sense of feeling lost, feeling incomplete, and feeling that something or someone in their life is missing, and that is you. And they can actually identify, yes, it is you, because they are longing for you, because you brought this person so much comfort. You shared so much love with them. You made them feel better about themselves than they have ever felt about who they are, because you get them and you understand them in a way that no one ever has. Your person knows that you have always been in their court and that you have always been their greatest cheerleader and supporter, helping them work through issues, helping them work through their crap, always being there to listen to them when they were having difficulties, when they were having dramas with work or family or finances or stuff with the house or the car breaking down or whatever problems your person dealt with. You were always there to be that calming, guiding presence for them, and you are not there now. And your person at times feels like they are just spinning around in circles because they can't find that place of grounding. They can't find that place of stability because they're able to identify that, yes, something in their life is missing because you are their anchor. You are their light in the darkness. And without you, they are having to navigate the ups and downs of life without you. And it is a difficult experience for your person right now. And they are having a hard go of it, but this is what they chose. And this is what they need to experience at the moment, because this is giving them the massive wake-up call that they need so that they can start coming back in your direction, so that they can start explaining themselves and apologizing and doing what is necessary here to win you back, and to see if you are even willing to take them back into your life. I know I should have talked to you about what I was going through. Well, I feel that this is about your person's fears, their insecurities, and whatever else caused them to create this disconnect between the two of you. Many times people won't share that with their partner. They will just shut down. They will run away. They will act out. They will sabotage. They will create drama. They will bring toxic and dysfunctional behaviors into a connection because they don't want to be honest about what they are going through, because somehow they think that you're going to think less of them if you bring this up to them. Although you have always been, as we already talked about, this calming, guiding presence in their life. If your person had come to you and said to you, hey, this is going too fast, or I'm feeling uncomfortable because I've never had feelings develop so quickly or so strong or so powerful. Can we kind of tone it down a little bit? I am trying to find my groundedness in this connection, but it's moving so fast and I don't understand what is happening. Wouldn't you have worked with them to make compromises and help them work through their issues? You guys watching the reading, probably yes, right? But they didn't do that. Perhaps your person has old emotional wounds. Perhaps they've been hurt in the past. Perhaps they have other things that have caused them to have fears and insecurities throughout their life that they haven't shared with you, because those are deeply personal and emotionally intimate things. And if you had known that they were going through all of this, you could have given them that support that they needed. And things would be very different right now, wouldn't they? Again, yes, they would have. But they didn't share these things with you. They just shut down. They built a wall around their heart and wouldn't let you in because they were embarrassed and ashamed that they were carrying all this stuff with them. And rather than have these conversations with you about that, which would have made all the sense in the world and made things so much easier and so much better for the two of you to be able to work through together as partners, they shut down, they ran, and then they ghosted because they were uncomfortable being emotionally vulnerable with you in terms of telling you these things about themselves that they had dealt with in their life. And so instead of being honest, they slapped on that mask and pretended all of those things weren't there. Pretended this old emotional damage from the past wasn't there. Pretended that their fears and their insecurities and all of their other nasty, dark illusions weren't there either because they didn't want you to know. They were afraid that you would see something in them that perhaps you would reject, that you wouldn't like, that you would create distance and space from them for. And so rather than have these adult conversations about adult topics when you have an adult relationship with someone, they just acted out, they shut down, and they hurt you. And yes, they're acknowledging that they should have talked to you about what they were going through and what was going on within them. But they couldn't share those things with you at the time because they felt guilty, they felt ashamed, they were embarrassed, or they were afraid they were going to humiliate themselves. So what did they do? They created more shame. They created more embarrassment for themselves by acting and behaving the ways that they did that hurt you and hurt this connection. Because in all truth, in creating all of this chaos and confusion in this relationship, they also hurt themselves. And yes, they embarrass themselves even more and create more feelings of being ashamed and kind of like feeling humiliated for how they acted and treated you. And you guys would have been so understanding if they had had these conversations with you because you have this unconditional love for this person, right? Of course, you would have helped them work through these things. That's hindsight, right? Hindsight is 2020. And they see now that they should have had these conversations with you because at the moment they are feeling miserable without you in their life. But let's see what else. I feel so down and defeated. Well, whose fault is that? It is their fault, and they are acknowledging that it is their fault. I feel like your person is going through a bit of a hard time here, feeling not so happy about themselves, not feeling very happy with themselves either, but also this is what they need to feel. This is what's causing them to be able to see that their behaviors, their words, and their actions that should have been so much better than what they were, have caused this crisis in their life. And I do feel they are having a bit of a crisis in their life at the moment, feeling down and defeated because they have to figure out what they're going to do. How are they going to fix this? What steps are they going to take? I do feel that I do feel for some of you, rather, that your person is in this dark space. They could be going through a dark night of the soul. They could be having other difficulties in their life at the moment as well, because you are not there to give them that encouragement and support that you've always given them. Letting them talk to you through things about stuff that they were going through, it always gave them this sense of hope, or this sense of a positive spin, or you gave them the encouragement that they needed, but they don't have you as their sounding board. They don't have you as their voice of reason. And they are having to navigate all of this by themselves at the moment, like a ship without a sail, like a ship that has no pilot, like a ship that has no wheel either. They are having to do all of this by themselves, and they are feeling at the moment very lonely, very isolated, and very insecure because they are having to look at themselves in a way that they have perhaps not looked within themselves. And if it wasn't for you, though, they wouldn't be having this experience right now because no one else in their entire life has allowed them to see these things within themselves that they should have worked on, that they should have addressed earlier. And yes, they should have worked through these things before meeting you, but they didn't. But you have been this powerful transformation catalyst for this person. And they are having to work through these things by themselves. And they're doing it, though. They're having to figure it out, because this is part of the process and part of the plan in this connection for the two of you, for them to grow, evolve, and change. I'm floundering and I do not know what to do next. Okay, so, well, I'm going to be, well, you know what? I'm just going to say it. Let them flounder. They need to flounder, guys. Let them flip-flop around and trying to figure themselves out and try to figure out what they have to do and come up with a plan to pull themselves up and out of this pit of despair that they are feeling and experiencing at the moment. They will be able to figure it out, because when we are going through these kind of experiences, they are a massive wake-up call that the divine presents to us, whether it is a dark night of the soul, whether it is karma, whether it is having to deal with just issues that we're having to address in our lives that are just being piled upon us one after another, whatever those things are. And you guys know what that's like. You have those moments where everything just crumbles around you over like a day or a couple of days or a week period where you're like, oh my God, that was the worst week of my life. Everything just went insane. The car broke down. Then the dishwasher exploded. Then the roof fell in. Then I lost my debit card. And then someone kind of did one of those scam things on my credit card, and on and on. You know how it goes. And I feel that this is what your person is feeling and experiencing as well, only on a much grander scale, because they are having to feel their life without you. And that is what their crisis is at the moment. They are in this crisis point, and they know that they have to do something about it. They know that it can't continue the way it is, that it's going to require them to get up and start taking action to pull themselves up and out of this space so that they can start making their way back to you. I have been doing what I can to take my mind off my misery. Well, okay, guys, your person feels like part of them is missing, and that is you. They should have talked to you about what was going on, and they are feeling miserable, and they are trying to figure out what they can do to make themselves not feel so miserable. You know, when you are trying to take your mind off of things because you are miserable by doing other things, activities, whether it is spending more time at work, whether it is spending more time at the gym, whether it is taking on new hobbies or doing a lot of time with friends and family, or doing whatever you can to take your mind off your misery, does that really work? Maybe, like a Band-Aid for a minute. But then that Band-Aid comes off and off we go again, feeling that misery again. The best way to address these kind of things is to address them head on. And this is what your person is going to have to do. What this is telling us is that your person is having a massive, epic wake-up call at the moment. The universe is bearing down on them, kind of like smacking them on the head, trying to wake them up and shake them up, to show them what they need to do. And they will do it, because that as well is part of this process and part of this journey. And that is part of their obligation, not only to you and to this connection, but to the powers that be, to the divine, to the universe, whatever their higher power is. Your person is going to have to figure it out. But I do feel for a lot of you watching this reading at the moment, your person is in a difficult space and they are not liking it. But there's only one way to go through a dark night, if we want to call this a dark night, and it certainly looks like a dark night in a way, and that is to work through it. You can't avoid it. You can't navigate past it. You can't take a detour from it. All the detours this person has taken is what's caused them to be in this dark night at the moment anyway, right? I mean, that is how that looks to me, how it feels to me as well. So the only way that they're going to be able to navigate past it is to go through it and come out the other side, back into the light of this connection and to the light of this love. But missing you, I feel, is driving this person over the edge, because not having your presence in their life is something that is very difficult for them. But let's use some tarot cards now and see what else is coming through for this message today, please. What does the collective need to know? I'm curious to see what tarot cards are going to come out today, guys. This might get really interesting, but let's see what else is coming through for this message. Well, no surprises there. The Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of loss. And you can't see that, or can you? Yes, you can. The Five of Cups is a card of emotional loss. It is a card of grief. It is a card of despair. It is a card of crying, sadness, and misery. Also regret, remorse, and guilt. And your person feeling all of that at the moment, being focused on how miserable they are without you in their life. And the interesting thing about the Five of Cups is the figure that's in the card is always focused on the three cups that are tumbling or falling down or empty, depending on which deck you use. And today the deck is the Tarot Grand Lux. But if they just lift their head up, these two cups are still standing. All they have to do is shift their focus. All they have to do is turn around, and then come back to you, and then life is going to be different, right? That is the beauty of the Five of Cups, actually, although it is the saddest card in all of the tarot, even more sad than the Three of Swords, because this is about not only being heartbroken, sad, lost, lonely, and miserable, but also feeling the heavy despair of the guilt, the regret, and remorse that this person is feeling at the moment as well. But powerful teachers, all of this. Let's see what else we need to know for this message today. What else does the collective need to hear? The Queen of Cups. Well, the Queen of Cups tells us that your person loves you. And there is such a deep love here for you, wishing that you were there around them right now, because with the Queen of Cups being present, it does confirm that they see you as someone who is very wise, someone who's very nurturing, someone who's very caring, supportive, someone who has their best interests at heart, someone who is a great listener, someone who will hear them out, and someone who will make them feel better, because that is the energy and the presence of who you are. The Queen of Cups is a water sign, so that is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. But you don't have to be any of the signs that I call out for this reading today. It is a collective reading, and it's for everyone. It's more important that we consider how this card relates to the rest of the message that the universe is presenting for the collective. I just call them out because so many people have asked us to in the comments and during the premieres. And if you guys haven't joined us on a premiere for this channel, we have a premiere every day of the week, Monday through Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you have not joined us for a premiere, guys, come and join us in the premieres, introduce yourselves and start talking. Everybody in the premieres are so very loving, caring, supportive, and giving. And we talk about cake. And everybody loves cake, right? So sometimes we do talk about cake, but come and join us in the premieres, guys, if you haven't done so. But let's see what else is coming through for this message today, please. What do we need to hear? What do we need to know? Justice. Well, I'm actually not surprised that justice would show up today, because justice is all about kind of like the leveling that's happening or that's going to happen between the two of you, because your person is having to figure themselves out. And justice is all about as well at the moment, and I've already said it, karmic justice could be happening here for your person at the moment, going through some difficulties because the universe is trying to wake them up and get them moving back in your direction. Because also with justice being here, it tells us that you have unfinished business. There's more to this story with the justice card showing up, because it is about the soul contract that you have with this person. There is the quill that the soul contract is written with, and that soul contract is something that both you and this person signed along with your guides, with your angels on the other side before you even came down for this lifetime. These things that you are going through and experiencing at the moment, believe it or not, is something that you agreed to. It's something that you decided were going to support your personal and spiritual growth. I know, right? What were you thinking? I know, right? I mean, it's like, holy moly, why would I do that to myself? But ultimately, the point is, when you are on the other side of this, you will see and understand why these experiences and these life lessons that you are having individually, and your person is as well, were so important for the evolution of your souls and of the person that you are. Justice is ruled by Libra, but that's the quill. This is the sword. Justice is also about truth. And your person seeing the truth and having a much greater understanding now of what truth is. knowing that they should not have created this craziness in this relationship, because what is their truth at the moment? That they are miserable, that they are unhappy, and they feel that something is missing in their life. And they are definitely not in a happy space with that Five of Cups being the first tarot card for the tarot portion of this reading. What are they going to do next? I'm floundering. What am I going to do? I have brought all of this upon myself, and I see that reality now, and I am not really happy with my reality, and I need to change it. And you know what? They are the only one who can change it. But that as well is part of this soul blueprint, this soul contract that you share with this person. But also, it is about them being so much more fair to you as they return, because justice is about equal give and take, as balance and harmony is restored to this relationship as well, and your person being so much more loving, caring, and giving to you, just as you have always been to them. But let's see what else is coming through. What do we need to hear for this message today, please? What do we need to know? The Wheel. Ooh. I love that combination of justice and the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness. What a powerful punch that is. Absolutely. The Wheel of Fortune is the Wheel of Destiny, the Wheel of Fate, and the Wheel of Karma. This tells us absolutely there is unfinished business in this connection between you and your person. And it is about the life lessons and experiences that you are having right now. And you know what, guys? Life lessons and these personal growth experiences are usually not the happy ones, not yet. You've got to go through the difficult ones first, and the difficult ones can be very painful, and they can be very difficult, and they can include a dark night of the soul, and your person may be having that right now, but you've been through that as well. When your person created all of this drama and this craziness and this confusion and trauma in this relationship for the two of you, that was your dark night, especially when they ran and when they ghosted. And what did you do? You had nothing that you could do except go through it. And it is a horrible thing to go through, and you have to go through it by yourself. Don't feel sorry for them right now. Okay, they need to go through this. They need this experience. You can pray for them. You can send them love. You can send them light. Say their names. I send you love. If their name is Jeremy, for example, say, Jeremy, I send you love. If their name is Brenda, Brenda, I send you love. Whatever their name is. But send them love and send them light, because that will help them, and it will reach them through that telepathy and empathic connection that you share with each other. But the Wheel of Fortune also tells us that things are going to shift and change for the better coming up here, because your person knows that the two of you still have many more chapters of your love story to write together, because they are going to come back in your direction. But let's see what else we need to know for this message today, please. What else do we need to hear? Oh, the Hierophant. Well, things just got really interesting with the Hierophant showing up. Well, the Hierophant today, what Spirit is saying is to talk about the teacher and the counselor, because the Hierophant is the card of the counselor, the teacher, and your person is perhaps getting some professional counsel, or they could be talking to well-meaning friends or family members, people who care about them and who want their best interest at heart, or who have their best interest at heart, especially when it comes to this connection for the two of you. This is about your person getting the help and getting the guidance that they need in order to work through the issues that have caused them to deny this connection, to abandon this love, to not be able to have their heart open and in alignment to yours, to keep focusing on what they've lost instead of turning around and focusing on what they could have by coming back to you and having this relationship with you. Your person could be doing some sort of online course. They could be talking to somebody on the phone that is one of those, they have them where you don't really know who you're talking to, but it's a service and it's some sort of counsel service. They could be doing some sort of workshop. Perhaps they're watching Joe Dispenza stuff. Perhaps they're reading Joe Dispenza books. That wasn't a plug for Joe Dispenza for any reason other than he is brilliant. That's all I'll say about that, okay? So But the point was, it is just some sort of mechanism. It is all about the way that your person is working through it. I mean, it could be Kermit the Frog's Guide to Happy and Healthy Relationships. For all we know, whatever your person is doing, they are getting guidance and they are seeking that guidance is the point. But the Hierophant, more importantly, is about traditional relationships and your person wanting this relationship with you. And that tradition is ultimately about long-term partnership and commitment. However you guys reach that tradition is between you and your person, but that is what they desire here with the Hierophant showing up. But today, Spirit said that it's more important that we talk about the counseling aspects, the teacher aspects of the Hierophant, who is ruled by Taurus, by the way. But also, Taurus is about stability and structure being in this relationship. Now, coming from the bottom, we have the Six of Swords. This is a period of transition that your person is going through. And boy, howdy, have they needed this period of transition. Because they are leaving all of this nasty baggage stuff in the past. And they are coming towards this lighter, brighter future with you, hoping that you're going to give them an opportunity to explain themselves, wondering if you are going to accept their apology, because the Six of Swords is also a card of communication. And I feel that your person may be in this space where they may wonder if you're going to take them back, if you're going to listen to them, if you're going to accept their apology, if you're going to hear them out, because they don't really know. Especially because they've been silent, because they have ignored your text, ignored your phone calls, because they have you blocked or ghosted or whatever else. But as well, the Hierophant is about faith. Your person has faith that you love them enough to give them the opportunity to explain themselves. They hope that you are going to forgive them. And when we have faith, guys, it really is about trusting in the process and what is happening. And your person is going through a hard time, but yet, do you have faith that they're going to be able to get through these things that they need to get through? That they can come back in your direction and be a better person who has gone through this transformation and change? Because this Temperance card is all about divine guidance that is coming at your person. And they are listening to the divine guidance that comes at them, whether it's through signs and synchronicities, whether it is through a download that they get, whether it is through dreams, whether it's through thoughts that just kind of like meander through their head when they are at work or when they're driving in the car. And you guys know what that's like. All of a sudden you get a thought that just comes out of nowhere and you're like, oh, wow, that was a great idea. Where did that come from? Well, your person is having those same experiences with this Temperance card showing up. But ultimately, Temperance is about the blending of your souls. And that is about union, whether you are soulmates or twin flames or some other kind of spiritual connection that you have with your person. Please just take it as it resonates. Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius. But there is a tremendous chemistry here between you and your person. This Temperance card, though, today, what Spirit is guiding me to say is it is about patience. And patience is a difficult lesson, guys. I am just the messenger, and that perhaps is part of your life lessons that you are getting as a result of this Justice and Wheel of Fortune combination here that is very powerful about the life lessons and experiences that you have with each other for each and every lifetime. Perhaps you are getting this life lesson in patience right now with this Temperance card showing up. But also, it tells us that there is divine protection around this connection, and that same force that brought you together is still here to encourage the two of you to come back together. We also have on the bottom the Ace of Coins, which is about your person wanting to start over and wanting to start fresh. Only this time they will be so much more grounded than the person they were in the past. They're going to be in a much better place, and this is very much supporting the Hierophant as well, and also Temperance, about stability, being in this relationship, about it having a strong foundation. Also, we have the Seven of Cups, which is about your person having a lot of dreams about you, daydreaming about you, fantasizing about you, spending a lot of time thinking about you, overthinking about you, perhaps dwelling and obsessing about you, wondering what if they'd done things differently? What if things were different now? What if they hadn't run? What if they hadn't ghosted? What if you've moved on? What if you have someone else in your life? What if you won't talk to them? What if is part of this Seven of Cups? but also your person having dreams and visions of what this future with you could look like if they just can get up and get moving and come back in your direction. But that is what their desire is, to come back in your direction, because that is what that Ace of Coins is about. But let's see what else we need to know is coming through for this message today, please. What do we need to hear? What do we need to know? What does the collective need to know about this person? What do we need to know, please? Darkness. This is the long night moon. Now, the long night moon already happened back in December because that's around the winter solstice. But what I want to say about this card is, well, first of all, it comes with number 40, if anyone resonates with 40, although that could be April, it could be 4, it could be the 4th. But number 4, again, is about structure and stability. I love the number 4, guys, because it means that there's a stable foundation. Now, what else I am hearing about this card today is this is early February, I think, when this reading comes out, although it is a timeless reading. But I'm even only bringing up the date because to me, that looks like an eclipse. Right? Doesn't that look like an eclipse to you guys? We are almost to eclipse season, which is something that happens in March, I think. I think the eclipses are in March. Someone correct me if I am wrong. Does anyone know when the dates of the eclipses are? I know they're coming. For some reason, I think they're mid to late March, maybe early April, but yet the eclipses are coming. So what I want to say about that is perhaps that is a timing indicator of when things will start shifting and changing for you and your person. The eclipses, there will be a solar eclipse and there will be a lunar eclipse. And I need to, after I'm finished with this reading, go and figure out when those are, because we will probably be talking about those in the future readings that are coming up. But let's see what else is happening here. And I feel that what this is saying, though, as well, is that your person feels that there is this darkness in their life without the light of your presence and the light of your love. That is what I feel that is coming through for that as well. And they know that what they have to do, they know that they're going to have to get up and get moving back in your direction, because your person doesn't want to be without you is the bottom line here. And we have seen that throughout the reading, also by what we are hearing coming in from Spirit, especially with that Queen of Cups being here, your person acknowledging that they know that you are the one for them, but also with the Hierophant about your person wanting this traditional relationship with you. But I feel your person is having a lot of experiences right now that are causing them to grow up with these life lessons that are very difficult for them at the moment. We also have this card that says fear. And this card comes with number 11. I don't know if you can barely see that. You guys probably can't see that. I can barely see it. I don't know why they write on white with white. That makes no sense, does it? Nope. That's what they did. And this person here in this egg, it's like they are in this place of despair and sadness and loneliness, and kind of feel that that is where your person is at the moment, actually. But I feel that this is telling us that your person is having to work through their fears and their illusions and their insecurities and everything else. Because if they had talked to you about these things in the past, they could have been well on their way to healing that already, or sooner, rather. They are working on it now, is the point. But if they had shared this with you in the past, you could have helped them work through it, right? But this is what they are focused on. This is where they are. I do feel as well, this is telling us that they do have a little bit of fear and anxiety, that you may have moved on, that you may not be willing to talk to them, that you may not be willing to take them back or give them another chance, because they don't really know. Again, they are hoping and they are having faith that they still have this opportunity to be with you, that you're going to love them enough to give them another chance. But deep down inside, I feel that this person doesn't really know. And so that is kind of creating this sense of anxiety and worry and fear. Perhaps some overthinking, perhaps some obsessing and dwelling as well. That what if? What if they've moved on? What if they don't care? What if I've blown it? What if I've taken too long? And we can what if something to death. Actually, the simplest thing to do is to just pick up the phone and find out. To me, that is so much simpler than to spend all that time what ifing something to death. But your person will get to the point where they will pick up the phone, because that Six of Swords is about communication coming from them. But let's see what else. Hoping, expecting, faith, and manifesting. This card has a lot of sunflowers, if anyone resonates with sunflowers. But I feel that this is about your person hoping and having faith that things can work out between the two of you. Hoping that they can manifest those things within them to show up for you and have this conversation with you that they are really longing to have, because they feel down and out without you in their life. They feel that part of them is missing, and there is nothing that can take their mind off their misery but you. So why continue to be in this place of fear and misery? Get up, pick up the phone, and hit that green send button. It is so simple. Distance, separation, space, and blockage. Well, I feel that this is telling us that this distance and separation between you and your person at the moment is working their last nerve. It's probably working your last nerve as well, right, you guys? You guys watching the reading, I feel it's hard for you as well. Again, so simple. Pick up the phone, person. Pick up. That's all they have to do is talk to you. Because if they pick up the phone and talk to you, you will be more than likely 99.99% of you open to hearing what they have to say, because they do have an explanation, but they have been fearful about presenting this explanation to you, which is why they're also saying, I should have talked to you about what I was going through. And now they're still going to have to talk to you about what they were going through. They've just delayed it and wasted all of this time that the two of you could have been spending together and having this party already started and in this place where you are coming back to being together, actually. But let's see what else is coming through for this message today, please. What do we need to hear? Confusion, uncertain, unclear, and unsure. Okay, now this, I feel, is your person being, well, it's their fear monster playing over in their head, right? Listening to all of that. What if, what if, what if, whispering to them, what if they've moved on? Although they want to listen to the angel on the shoulder instead of the devil on the other one. The angel on one shoulder going, call, it's time to call, it's time to reach out, make it happen. They'll talk to you if you just pick up the phone and call. But then the devil on the other shoulder going, what if they've moved on? What if they don't want to talk to you? What if they don't care about you anymore? Well, that is your person trying to figure themselves out, actually. But eventually, they're going to get past their confusion and their uncertainty and pick up the phone and make something happen, because your person's not going to be able to keep silent much longer, because they want to have this opportunity to start over. But they also want this opportunity for this relationship to go to this place of traditional relationship as well. Broken, shattered, heartbroken, destroyed. Well, I'm not sure about them being destroyed. Well, maybe if they're going through a really bad dark night of the soul and having some karma as well, they could feel destroyed at the moment. But again, when we are broken, what do? We can cry for a while. You guys know what that's like. You know what it's like to feel shattered and heartbroken. And what do? You cry for a while. You eat bonbons, perhaps have a glass of wine, perhaps kind of like watch stuff on TV that you probably shouldn't be watching, but we do it anyway, right? Because it's what gives us that sense of kind of like, oh, I'm just going to watch this show on Netflix, and it's really some kind of thing that really is just not that great, but yet you get mesmerized by it and you can't turn away. And so it's okay to have those moments, right? I mean, it's okay for you to have that time where you are focused on that, and kind of like it gives you this sense of giving you something else to focus on, so you're not really taking your mind off the misery. That's the words I'm looking for. Yeah, taking your mind off the misery, and your person doing some of that at the moment as well. But ultimately, you've got to get up and deal with the stuff and work through that dark night, because it truly is the only way to get back to the light and get back to the light of your love, which is what I feel your person is desiring right now, to get back to the light of your love. because I feel that they are lonely without you. I feel that they are missing you, and I feel they want this opportunity to start over and start fresh with you. But let's see what else is coming through for this message today, please. Let's see what else we need to hear. What other messages does the collective need to hear? Why do I feel so lost? Well, that is because part of you is missing. That is what I want to say to your person. You feel lost because part of you is missing, and that missing piece of the puzzle is your person. That is what I want to say to your person, and that's actually what I'm saying to them right now. And I hope they are hearing me, because you feel lost because you have made a big mess of things, and you are lonely without the person who loves you more than anyone has ever loved you in your life. And you need to do something about that. And I hope your person is hearing that coming at them across the universe from spirit directly to them. But let's see what else is coming through for this message today, please. Is it over? Well, now that comes back to all of that what if that we were talking about before. Is it over? Do they still care? Do they still love me? What if they've moved on? What if they don't care? What if they are not going to take me back? What if they won't listen to my explanation? What if they won't forgive me? What if they have me blocked? What if they're confused about what's going on here? And these are the things that your person questions and ponders within themselves, in this place of fear, in this place of overthinking, in this place of confusion, but yet also hoping that it's not too late, hoping that you are going to give them an opportunity for a fresh start and for a new beginning. And I feel that that is definitely what this person is working through and working towards at the moment. But let's see what else. Let's see what else is coming through. I don't know where to start. Well, you know, that comes back to that. I loved how that flew out and landed on the table. By the way, these things weigh absolutely nothing, and they are the hardest thing in the world to shuffle. I am floundering and don't know what to do next. Yes, I don't know where to start. Start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Yes, do, re, mi. Yes, that is what your person needs to do. I don't know where to start. All they need to do is start at the very beginning. All they need to do is pick up the phone and contact you. And I feel that this is what your person is working towards. They are having a hard time. They are floundering. They are trying to figure themselves out. And they are trying to figure out what their best course of action is to come back in your direction, because they are very unhappy without you. They don't like their life without you. They are feeling miserable. They are feeling isolated, and they are feeling very alone, just like you guys are. And it's just such a simple solution. All they have to do is get past their fear and their anxiety, to come out of this darkness, to come out of this dark night of the soul and come back into the light of this love that is here between the two of you, so you guys can start building this relationship. I feel your person, though, is having a difficult go of things at the moment. But you know what? Honestly, what I'm hearing is they're going to get through it, because they want this opportunity to start over, and they want this opportunity for this traditional relationship with you. And there is this unfinished business with this Justice card and this Wheel of Fortune that's down here somewhere, because you do have unfinished business and the soul contract with each other. And there's more to this story than where it currently stands. So no, it is not over. It is far from over. Your person just needs to reach down and pull themselves up and out of this space that they are and come back in your direction. But the Six of Swords tells us that that is what they're going to do, because that is about communication, and that is as well about this transition, because they desire to come back into your life, because this Temperance card is about this powerful connection that is here between the two of you. And your person wants this opportunity to start over. Only this time they will have themselves in a much better space for the two of you to build a healthy partnership. This is your reading for today, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all of you so very much. Blessings of peace, love, and light to all of you. Have a great day, everyone.